I don't know. Good morning, y'all. Anybody want to hang out up here today? I've been busy adding some new fabrics to the shop, and I've got one order to fill, and then I'm going to go in there and work on the quilt machine. See if I could me get everything muted. That's supposed to be muted. Yep, that's good. All right, I'm here by myself right now, aren't I? Let's go back here. While somebody comes in, I'm going to go back here and cut some fabric. I have somebody that wants 6 yards of this one, so I'm going to take it back there and fix it. Just come with me. We got work to do. Now, I think Randy's going to come up and read the chat while I quilt. There's the hey, Lady Sky. I'm making y'all dizzy. Let me put you right here because I'm going to cut some fabric. Hey, I see there's looks like 7 of you now. I'm going to get Randy up there. There you are. Now, you just talk to him, but I'm going to keep on working. Okay?
I'm working too.
Are you? Yeah, I just saw that. Okay, you're putting.
I'm putting the baby quilt together.
Okay, and I saw that one block you had made with Helen's. That was pretty. I thought
turned out their colors matched pretty good.
That's what I thought by looking at it.
I'll show it on here. I'll get it down, show it.
Okay.
Here's what I did to Helen's, guys.
I'm going to make that big. Yeah, it didn't take anything away from that piece of fabric or nothing, I don't think.
No, I measured it all out and centered it and everything, and I zigzagged like you said.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, I like it.
I do too. I like it. I'm ready for Helen to see it because I think she'll like it too.
I do too. I want to wait to see what she sends me.
I know. I lost count.
Hi, Ginger.
Hi, Ginger. This is a pop-up. Reckon they'll find us. They might.
They will.
Yeah.
Hi, Lady Sky.
Yeah, I saw that kitty cat walk by too. Yeah.
She comes in when I'm not in here. I got a big old cushion on my chair Shannon got me, and she loves laying on that thing.
She went there beside you though, down the hallway or wherever it looked like. But
I took this baby quilt off of the wall and I stacked my squares up, I thought right. But somehow I got them mixed up, so I'm trying to figure out which one's which row. I like that crazy chicken lady deal too.
That was funny.
That was really funny.
I saw you put something up there and I played that. I was laughing up here by myself. That was funny.
I seen that. I thought I'd read right away. And I shared another one, chicken with arms. Shannon liked it.
I don't think I've seen it yet, but I've been trying to work. Mm-hmm. But I'll see something on Facebook and it distracts me from what I need to be doing.
But that one was one of the best ones.
Mm-hmm. I said I reshared it just because it was so funny. And I think I'm going to take that picture in the next live stream. Not this one, but the next one at 9 will be that picture, I think.
Oh, take that picture?
you'll screenshot it and use that
Yeah.
picture.
Lady Sky, would you eat this? Oatmeal cream pie cheesecake. Yes or no? I like cheesecake and I like oatmeal, but Lady Sky, I actually seen a recipe, something like that, but they used pancake mix, made pancakes, folded them in half, and put cheesecake inside of it with chocolate drizzle on it. So
Mm.
I'd try it because I like both of them. Hi, Linda Brookshire.
Hey, Linda, look what I'm doing, Linda.
Uh-oh. String come out.
This this piece of fabric is actually for Linda.
Oh, is it?
It is, yeah. I'm telling you guys, Linda's my bestest customer. If everybody bought as much as Linda, I'd be rich.
I don't
Hey,
know how she has time. Hi, June.
hey,
Because
Jude.
she works full time too.
Yes, she does.
And she keeps up with Cheryl making quilts.
She does. She sure does. Yesterday, I'd lost something, and I thought sure that I'd accidentally got it into Linda's package, but I ended up finding it. I'm just unorganized and can't keep up with stuff.
Hi,
So
Daisy
I did
May.
a message and told her, said, if you get something that don't look like it belongs in your package, but then I found it. So. Let's see.
I'm actually working, guys. Shannon took, hi, Kim. Shannon took Precious outside this morning and burned her horns. And so I come in here early. Shannon's had her running around, and then she turned her loose in here with me for a while.
Is is she hurting from having her horns burned off? Does that bother?
You,
Does that
you
bother?
can't, she doesn't even act like it bothers her.
Well, that's good.
She went, we live in a double wide, but it's up off the ground a little bit, and I got the back porch where the cat can get under the house once. And she's running around in here a while ago because I was trying to sew that deal for Helen, and I lost track of her. I had to go through the house looking for her. She was out on the back porch, run down the steps, and was under the house.
Huh?
She had cobwebs all over her when I found her.
Yeah. Let's see. Hi, Daisy May. Kim said hi to Daisy May. I missed her name, but and I'm gonna go weigh this package and get it ready. So I'll be out of the room.
Hey, Ben, just Linda put a couple weights in there. This is what the baby quilt I'm working on, guys. I got 3 rows done, and I got 4 rows to go. So, and if somebody wants it, you guys are welcome to it. Somebody's got a baby coming. I was doing really good, and my string come out of the needle. I had to start all over. Hi, Manly. Rita went to weigh a package for Linda, so she'll be right back. Oh, that's right. Her name's Crystal. I forgot it. I forgot, Crystal, your name. I'm sorry. Hi, June. Know what, Linda? Not to put extra weight on your box? You know, I haven't said nothing about it in a while, but Rita has a giveaway going on this month. And every time you order some, you're entered to get into the giveaway. Look at there. Look at that 1/4 inch seam there. I'm almost an expert. Which one do I want? No, that goes that way. So this one next. I took this quilt off the wall. I had all my squares lined up, and I messed up. And I got 2 together already. Shannon told me I need to rip it out, but I'm not wearing my seam ripper out. Yep, I'm almost expert. Hi, Donna. Rita be right back. She went to weigh a package for Linda.
I'm still here. I'm still in the house.
Hi, Billy.
Hi, Billy.
You know, I'm using these are like 5-inch squares. I don't know how you ladies do them smaller ones. These are kind of small for me already. But I'm practicing on this quilt here before I start putting our quilt together. Trying to get my seams lined up and everything practicing with fabric because all I've really done is that denim material. So this is a little bit different. It's foggy and rainy here in part of Texas. We got a heck of a storm last night. I'll have to take a picture later. We got some horse sheds we bought a few years ago, and one of them blew over last night. These blocks are 5x5, June. They're 5x5.
I got it ready. Now my mail's already run today, but I'll put it in the mailbox tomorrow. Hello, joyful Steffies. I'm gonna go back up here now. Now, I'm gonna have to get started quilting.
And I can't put that blue one there. Put the blue one here. And I can lay that way out. That'll work. Rita, I was watching a lady this morning that does embroidery, I think it was. I forget the name of the channel, but she had over 900 people in there.
Dang. That's
Yeah, she's got 60,000 subscribers. She was on early this morning, but she had over like 970 people watch this an embroidery machine type deal.
Huh.
I forget what the name of the channel was that came on live.
Huh.
But Man, I couldn't believe that.
That's a lot of people.
I'm working on, Sarah, a small baby quilt. Here's what I got so far. It's for a boy. It's got footballs on it and stuff, but that's what I got so far. I got 4 more rows to put on it. Hi, Mountain Sparrow.
Hey, Mountain Sparrow.
Yeah, that's it, Sarah. Power tools with thread is what it's called, Sarah or Rita.
Yeah.
Man, I couldn't believe it. I mean, a lot of people are going in different deals, but that's the biggest channel I've seen.
Huh.
Hi, Kathy Jackson.
Hello, Kathy. Becky Thompson every morning. Oh, Sarah watches Power Tools with Thread. You know, I've watched her some, but I don't watch her all the time. So.
Yeah, I was just flipping through this morning. There, what Shannon went to the store and got feed this morning, so she's late coming home. So I was sitting there seeing what was on, and I'd never seen that, and it just amazed me the numbers that lady had. Another row done. Oh, you do, Sarah? Yeah, it's pretty interesting. I watched for quite a while. I didn't comment. I've never commented in there, and I didn't see no names I knew, so I didn't comment. But she was putting orders together right now, and I think she's going to do the long arm for Cindy. The lady has cancer. I think she's doing that.
I'm over here on the quilt machine now. Yeah, Cindy was here yesterday. It's been a while since she come to visit with us, but she retired and she said her cancer was in remission, so she'll start coming back out here again. So.
Well, that's good.
Mm-hmm. It's hard to make the schedule work out for everybody, though. Gladys didn't want to come yesterday when after I told him that Terry had been sick.
Well, I don't blame him, because
I don't either.
Stuff goes around.
Now Renee came, but she stayed kind of on the porch or in the door. She never did come around.
Mm-hmm.
But Margaret wasn't afraid of us, so wasn't afraid. So.
Sarah, why is sewing going to hurt your knee? I don't understand, unless it's the way you're sitting here at the sewing machine. Rita, do you float your batting and your tops?
I do. They're just hanging here. I think that's what you're talking about. Yeah, they're just hanging there. So I think that's what you're asking. So that was just the way I was taught to do it by the lady that had the quilt shop in town. So that's why I do it that way, because I don't know any other way.
I see some of them on the long arm. They got deals where they take the bottom and roll it up in there and the top and keep it kind of tight.
But that looks like just an extra step to me, though. You know.
Sarah says because I long arm like Rita is doing right now, twisting and turning. Hi, Emily.
Hi, Emily.
Hey, Donnie.
Hello,
You
Donnie.
changed your name, Donnie. You're not DR no more.
Did he change it?
Yes.
Well, he did, didn't he? Oh, and he's coming in through the Facebook one, though, ain't he?
Oh, is that way? Oh, yeah, Facebook. I see
See
the
that little
icon
icon
now.
there?
Hi, Mary Wilson.
Good morning, Mary Wilson. Making chicken enchiladas.
I've come to realize, guys, I need a bigger workspace. I'm running out of room.
That's easy to do, you know.
We're going to move the office around. I'm going to bring a big desk in here. I'll have a firmer table to work on. This is like a picnic table, and it bounces a little bit, and it's hard to cut material or fabric on it because it gives a little bit. But I get that other heavy desk in here, it'll be a lot better.
I'm fixing to shut off my camera.
June used to put it on the top rower, but now she floats it like you are. I imagine it's however you get used to doing it.
Yeah.
Everybody's got different ways of doing things, so
There's probably some people more meticulous than I am, but I get the job done. But
oh, Sarah, I was actually when we was watching last week or week before, Sarah, when we was watching that big deal quilt fest or whatever going on. I like that cabinet where the sewing machine sunk down in it, and you had the drawers, and I like one of them.
what was it? $several hundred though?
I don't remember. Kim, I can't get to our dining room table. It's a mess. It's a catch-all. I messed up on that one. My seam got a little wide on me.
Ooh, Kim says she got a weather update. Strong storms. Where'd it go? Here it is. Strong storms and possible hail.
Yeah, I don't either, Sarah. I got to make do with what I got. Yeah, we had a bad storm. Like I said, it blew over one of our horse sheds.
That's some pretty strong winds.
They're three-sided sheds. What they are. Somebody in the basement?
Yeah. Morning,
Hi,
Kim.
Kim.
Yeah, it's just me. Yeah, I'm getting ready to start cleaning off this table, and so that I can actually sew. And I've got to get the binding on that one table runner that I made that has the embroidered roses on it. I've got everything else down on it, and I just quilted it on my sewing machine, and it's all I have to do is put the binding on it now. So, but I got to clean the table off first.
Oh,
Well,
Kim, did you hear that booming? We're getting thunder right now. It's shaking the house.
oh my word. Well, here it's gotten, hang on a second. Yeah, it's mostly cloudy. There's still a little sun, but up to the north and especially north and west, it's looking really dark. So, yeah, we will probably wind up with some awful weather before the day's over with. If not today, it'll be tomorrow when it hits.
Kim, I got a question. You're saying you're going to quilt something on your sewing machine. I'm going to try to quilt this baby quilt on mine. Do you do a certain pattern or straight lines or angles, or what do you do?
Oh my goodness. Well, with mine, now this table runner, these embroidered blocks, they have lines that you can follow that are just straight lines. But the inside of the block where the bunches of roses are, hang on just a minute. That's just one of the blocks.
Uh-huh.
And it's got the straight lines across here. And I followed those. But then around the actual rose bunch, I just did a free motion line around it. Okay. Now, other quilts that I've quilted on it, I've quilted 2 t-shirt quilts that were made as memory quilts. And I just did what they call a crosshatch, but it wasn't a close one. Since it was t-shirts, it had that stabilizer on the back, and then I had a decent weight of batting and a oh, I'll be so glad when my brain decides to work today. Cotton duck is the name of the fabric. It's kind of like a denim, but it's a real heavy cotton, and that's what the lady brought me to use as a backing fabric. I was able to put my quilting lines just about 5 inches apart on that, and on both of those quilts, and it worked out really good. Of course, I was using a 100% cotton batting, so it sometimes you can quilt it farther apart.
Okay.
But on my sewing machine, I have a sewing and embroidery machine. So This
Right.
machine has 147 built-in stitches to it, and I think 60 of them, no, 80 of them are decorative stitches only. They are fantastic to use in quilting applications. I've done a couple of just little table topper pieces that are only like 24 by 24 inch. And they're like to put on like an end table or even in the center of a dining table. And I have used some of them to quilt some of the lines on it. I did, the 9 patch that you cut apart. I can't, my brain is not functioning right this morning. I'm having trouble finding my words. This is one thing I really hate about fibromyalgia, and that's the brain fog that comes with it. Where you take a 9 patch and cut it apart and to make an entirely different pattern, they turn out gorgeous. But I had done that with it, and then I just added additional borders around the outside edge, and in each one of those borders I did different decorative stitches from the machine.
Oh.
And it works out really good. And I had used colors, and of course I've got a whole bunch of the embroidery thread that goes with my machine, and so I chose contrasting colors to do that. I made it for a friend of mine, and she just absolutely loves it. And she told me, she said, I have had so many compliments on that. Is there any way you would make me another one? And I said, she said, you don't do that anymore? I said, I can't make one like yours because I don't have that fabric anymore. And she said, oh, I don't care about the fabric. And so I told her, I said, give me time to get caught up on some of this other stuff. Quilting on your machine is not hard to do. There is a
I was watching Sandra the other day. She took a ruler,
yeah,
one, and made straight lines,
Mhm.
you know, like blocks. And so I think that's what I'm going to do on this.
Yeah.
one.
Now with mine, like this quilt that I'm working on for my aunt, I took my biggest ruler. It's made by Creative Grids, and yeah, the Creative Grids are they are more expensive, but I love those rulers because once you set them on the fabric, you can move the ruler around until you put pressure on it. But then you're moving ruler and fabric because that ruler's not going to move. I love the way that they're made. And mine is an 8.5 by 24.5 size ruler. I just took it.
Well, these new rulers I got yesterday, they don't slide.
Yeah,
It's got that.
Those are really nice. I know Tiffany's got a pair of them and she just loves them. But mine, I just took and I drew faint pencil lines all the way across the blocks, and that's what I'm using to do my hand quilting. I did get a chance to talk to my aunt the other day.
June's got a statement here, but I don't know what that is. A serpentine?
Yeah,
stitch?
serpentine. And it's a wavy stitch. Look, it's like the track that a snake would make, but much smaller. And now I've used that, especially.
Now I got it like this machine here. I can do like I did Helen's today here. I put the deal on, and around the edge I use a zigzag.
Oh
stitch.
yeah.
Should I do that maybe?
Yeah, you can.
Because I mean, my machine doesn't have a lot of options.
Yeah.
But I could do the zigzag, make a little bit different.
Another one that you can use, especially around an edge, is what's called a blanket stitch. And it looks like a square stitch. It'll go up and across and then down, and then it comes back up on that same stitch and across and down again. And it looks like a fancy blanket edging. I use that a lot when I'm doing machine applique, especially if it's what you call a finished edge, like a Dresden plate would have, because the triangles have a folded edge. Your raw edges are all sewn together to create your circle on the Dresden. But then those points those are all folded tips, and that blanket stitch works beautifully to put it down. And
Billy's saying that I need to use a ruler foot on machine when using the ruler. I just got a basic machine, Billy, so I'll probably just kind of freehand it.
yeah, and also following the design of your block, like with those little squares that you're doing on the baby quilt, you could come in like the width of your foot away from that seam. I wouldn't recommend trying to do a stitch in the ditch. That's a pain to try to hang into that. And I know professional quilters
just run right beside the seams.
Yeah. And quilt them that way, because on a square that's small, you're fine doing that inside stitch, and you can do each block individually. You can also, if your hands will tolerate it, you can do what's called tying, and just take embroidery floss or yarn and a curved needle and tack them down, just like you did with the quilt you made. And you can do that with the smaller squares. Just do it right in the middle, and they will hold together just fine. But yeah, doing machine quilting on your sewing machine isn't hard. At least I don't think it is. Of course, when I got this...
Well, I figured it wouldn't be on these small ones. I wouldn't want to try it on the big ones.
Yeah.
But on the small ones here, these baby quilts I'm making, I think it'd be all right.
Oh, yeah. It'll be fine. And if you want to try something just for practice, just cut you some squares of fabric. Maybe cut you an 8 by 8 inch square. That's what I started with, was an 8 by 8 inch square. When I went to take the lessons for this Topaz machine, that's what they gave us to practice free motion quilting on, because this comes with a quilting foot. And it's, some people call it a hopping foot. Some people call it a quilting foot. Husqvarna Viking just says it's a quilting foot. But it actually jumps up and down so that you can move your fabric easily without catching anything. Of course, you have to drop the feed dog.
Sarah says she had quilts she tied back in the day and still hold up.
Yeah. Oh.
And she also says we all started out with a basic machine, Randy. They work just as good as anything else.
Yeah, they do. They're wonderful.
Yeah, this is a basic one. I mean, it does everything I need to do because I don't know a lot about it yet. So I gotta get used, like I'm making the blocks, doing that stuff here. I'm getting better with the foot control. Before I push it down and go really fast.
Yeah, it's not like
I am getting that figured out.
Yeah, they the basic machines, they're fine. I got Rachel one. Now hers is a Singer heavy duty, because she said,
Hi, Gladys.
Hi, Gladys. She said, I want to be able to fix Nathan's jeans if he tears them. I'm like, he's working in a farm implement business. Trust me, they're going to get torn. So she knew from me mending her dad's jeans and her grandpa's overalls and all of their coveralls and stuff, she had a basic knowledge of doing it. And she told me here, I guess it's been a couple of years ago, she had gotten the machine out and was just playing with it. And she said, I figured out how to do some of your quilting stitches on this. And I said, really? She said, yeah. I didn't know I could do that with this little thing. I said, honey, you can do that with any kind of a machine. I have a friend down in Belton, Missouri.
My machine right now, I don't know how much thread is on a spool, but I've used almost the whole spool now.
Is it one of the big ones that that one of the ladies sent you?
It's this size. It's this size here, but it's blue.
Oh, okay. Well,
I've almost used a full. Shannon bought that new for me when I started, and I'm seeing white in it.
Oh, wow. Yes, some of those it doesn't take very long to use.
I'm gonna slow down. I'm running out of thread.
No, you have all that somebody sent you.
Yeah, I got all this.
Yeah.
Plus, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 more smaller ones over
Yeah.
there.
You,
I got plenty.
you've got plenty of thread. I know. Of course, the big Joanne store out here by me. Um, that's where I bought this Topaz machine, and they had the great big 3,000 yard spools and put them on sale. So I bought, I think I've got 10 of them in there, and they had them on sale for $1.25 a piece. Those
Oh,
individual
wow.
spools are normally for 100% cotton, they can run as high as $15 a spool. And when I found that, I was like, oh no, I'm buying them. And so I've
Hi, Susan.
got gobs of thread.
Susan says I need
Hi,
a
Susan.
wool pressing mat. Susan says, hi, everyone. Randy, a wool pressing mat is something you really need. What's a wool pressing mat?
It is a thick mat for ironing. Most of them are just about a half an inch thick. And when you start to iron on them, they stink because that is wool. But
I made my ironing board. Here, I'll show you. I took a pillowcase
uh-huh.
and one of Shannon's cutting boards out of the kitchen and covered it. That's my ironing board.
There you go. I've got one of those. Oh my goodness. Mom and Dad bought it for me years ago. It's one of the, I think it's a June Taylor. One side of it is supposed to be a cutting board, but I don't like the way that it cuts. But the other side is a pressing mat. It's padded, and I use that a lot right beside my sewing machine when I'm working on smaller stuff. And like the individual blocks, I've got one of those little irons. Um, it's like that big of a triangle. It's just a little. It's not one of the mini, but it's the smaller one, and I really like it.
I seen an iron the other day. I forget who has it. It was on some show. They set their iron down flat,
Hmm.
and it's got an automatically leg. It kicks
That's
up.
an Oliso, and they run about $200.
I thought, what's she doing? Just laying that iron down, then all of a sudden it pops
Yeah,
up off there.
that's an Oliso.
I thought that was so neat.
I honestly, I have a friend that has had 3 of them, and she hates them. And
Sarah,
so,
she took and has a piece of wood and a little bit of batting and
mhm,
a stapled material on
mhm.
it. That's about what I don't have the batting on
Oh, you
mine,
need
but
to put
I
batting
just
in there.
got the cutting board.
Yeah, you need to put you some batting in there. Otherwise, it'll really mess
Okay.
that cutting board up because your wood will absorb that moisture and it'll warp.
It's an old one. She gave me one of the old ones.
Well, but
Her
still,
stepmother gave her a bunch of new ones. She gave me an old one.
hmm but it can absorb that moisture, and it can cause damage to the wood to where when you do go to use it eventually, it's not going to work very well because it's going to get
You got extra boards in the
ridges and
kitchen. I'll
stuff.
just go get me a new board.
Randy? But no, definitely put you some batting on it. Um, you could just get you a piece and fold it so that so that you've got 3 or 4 layers of batting under there because your excuse me, your fabric will press out better if you've got that layering underneath of there. It'll turn out a lot better.
Linda sent a message here. I'm letting her know we're live. I haven't went and bought. I was going to buy some batting last week when we went to Joann's, but I couldn't walk around. I got to get some batting.
Yeah, I was going to go out and get some from this store because what is it? The end of May, they're going to be completely closed down. But I overheard a lady when I was at the dentist office the other day, and she was talking to the receptionist, and she's also a quilter. And the receptionist said, "What are their deals like?" And the lady said, "Well," she said, "you know how they've always had the batting, at a halfway decent price. It's always marked down from what the originals are." She said, "The batting now," she said, "like a baby size, 45 by 60. Used to be able to get those for $10, sometimes less." She said, "They're marked now at $20 and 40% off."
Huh.
So she said, "You're paying double what you normally would." But what nobody stops to realize is that Joann's as a company is not in charge of how that pricing is going. The company that bought Joann's out and is liquidating it are the ones that are setting those prices. They don't
Sarah
want to
says
lose
here
any more money than they
she
have
never
to.
puts water in her irons, and I've
Mm-hmm.
had them for years and years, and it still
Mm-hmm.
lifts like it's supposed to. You don't put
That's
water in
good.
to steam it a little bit, Sarah? I put a little bit of water in mine to steam it when I'm pressing stuff.
Yeah, that friend of mine that has had them, that's her main reason for getting it, is because she does a lot of quilting. She does a tremendous amount of other sewing. She does alterations on clothing and stuff. So steam is something that is important. So she decided, well, I'll just get one of these Alisos. And she said, I've been through so many of them now, because she said that little foot right at the front, she said that's the one that all of a sudden decides to lock. And if it
Sarah
locks
says her
in,
lifts, she's had for years, and says it works like it's supposed to.
that's good. That's really good.
Maybe it's they just didn't clean something. The ones that are having problems, maybe something's sticking in it.
See, that's what I think. They're just, maybe they're just not cleaning it right.
And then like I'm
But
putting water in mine. If I had one of those,
mhm,
we have hard water here. Our shower heads plug up. Imagine if you put
mhm.
that water in there, that would plug that up too.
Oh yeah. And if you ever want to know how to clean one of those irons, look at Tiffany's got 2 videos on her channel of how to clean, how she cleans those steam irons. And she had one iron that she used, oh my goodness, I think she said for 11 years. And it was it was a thrift store buy. And the iron that I had for years, up until here, let's see, up until 2014, I had my mom's old Black & Decker that she had purchased in 1974.
Hi, Mary Webb.
Hi, Mary. And it totally gave up the ghost in 2014.
Kathleen
And
said use a spray bottle instead of putting the water in it. A misting.
yeah, I've done that. And it works very well. Now the little iron that I have right now, Becky and Heath had given me money for Mother's Day one year. And so I went and I got a Rowenta steam iron from Joann's. They had them on sale for about $30. So that's what I went and bought. And it worked beautifully. I absolutely
Like me,
loved it.
Kathy, I got water usually in my cup when I'm ironing.
Mhm,
If I need a little more
mhm.
water, I just dump ice water into it.
There you go. But here a year ago, it quit steaming. It still heats up beautifully, and I really like to use it with my spray starch that I've got.
Make sure you get all them wrinkles out, old woman.
I know. I got to keep it flat. It's looking so pretty, though.
It is.
This is a cute
Oh,
top.
Rita, those last layer cakes that you got in, I can't remember the name of them. You got a whole bunch of them. You had the layer cakes and the charm packs.
This one, Sagewood, that is.
Yes. Have you still got a bunch of those?
I've got some. They're pretty. They're
Okay.
pretty.
Okay. I need to order one of those from. Does it just take one for that prairie flowers design?
Yeah, just one.
Okay.
You,
Okay.
you slice it into 5-inch pieces is what you use, and
Okay.
this is the prairie flower. I don't know if you can see it, but it's
I know. That's beautiful. I just, for a long time, I have wavered back and forth between that and the quatrefoil, and I think I like the prairie flower better.
and this one's just
So,
really pretty easy to do. It's pretty simple.
yeah, I just, I have ideas that I want to make the quilt tops until I step in my closet and look at that 2 foot tall stack of quilt tops that I have that need to be quilted.
That's what I got, June, is a Black and Decker.
Yep. Well, this little one I've got now is a little Black and Decker. I bought it at Walmart and paid $10 for it. And I tell you what, that little
June
thing.
says she used
Oh,
distilled
mercy.
water in hers.
You can buy even little cheap ones from the dollar store, and they work pretty good too. Little
Yeah,
iron.
they do. Yeah. I'd like to find one of those that is it's that got the teeny tiny head. It's on like a wand, and to do like real tiny stuff with.
I want
And
that cute one Rhonda got the other day when she was at the
one of
shop.
those though. So.
I want that cute one Rhonda got up at the shop the other last time she was there. That was a little small one.
Yeah,
yeah,
like this one.
Yeah. It
got
don't take
one.
up much room.
Got one of them left. Somebody better buy, because every time something don't sell, I think, well, I guess I better keep that for myself if it don't sell for, which is a bad
Sarah
thing.
says the cheaper ones work better than some of the more expensive ones.
Yeah, they do. I've got another friend that lives in Las Vegas, Nevada, and he does a tremendous amount of quilting. His name's Eric Oda, and his channel is Treasure Heart Creations. And he's got one of the big tank irons like Donna Jordan used. And I forget now how long he's had that. He loves it. I wouldn't mind having one. They are expensive, but in a lot of ways, I wouldn't mind having one. I just don't have any place to put it. Good heavens, I'm out of room on my table. And so, and I really don't want to put something like that on top of my deep freeze. But it just, I tend to get along better with some of the cheaper irons. I know Tiffany has bought them at their thrift store or, in a Goodwill. And she said some of those last way longer than the more expensive ones do.
Kathleen's saying here she had it's ROWEN.
Rowenta.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's getting the cheaper ones now.
Yeah. They just, sometimes they just tend to work better. Now, the little one that I have, it's the size of that little one that Rita just had. Mine is this, I think the name brand on it is Steam Fresh. And my Walmart up here by me didn't have them. So my friend down in Belton found them, and they had them for $12. So she got it for me. I paid her back. I've had it now for 4 years, and I love it.
But I know some people that need something under their iron because they won't set them up. So they need either one of them that pops up by itself or something to set it on. Because my sister and Gladys that comes up here, I holler at them all the time because they're going to burn the iron board up.
Yeah. Well, you can get those silicone mats.
Yeah, I know some people that need them silicone mats really bad. So
I know there's a lot of times I'd like to have one to put on my ironing board, and because sometimes when I'm ironing bigger pieces, my ironing board was the one that, it is the one that my grandmother's brother made for her in 1917. There's only 3 bolts in the ironing board. The rest of it is dowel pegged and wired. And it's 6 feet long. Well, a commercial ironing board is maybe 5 feet. So I made my own ironing board cover, and it's just a little bit wider than a store-bought ironing board would be. When I'm ironing some of my quilt tops, I tend to slide that iron off and then move my fabric and then start ironing again. And I don't know how many times I've thought, Dopey, set the iron up like it goes.
Billy's got, she says, I got a gravity fed like Becky on power tools with the thread and a small, I use a cordless Panasonic. And Kathleen says, those boggers get hot.
Yeah.
Or boogers or whatever.
Mm-hmm. They do. I know a couple of some of the YouTube quilters have them. One gal loves hers. The other one, she said it's okay, but she's one that does a lot of steam. And the water tank on it just isn't as big as what she really likes them to be. And because she said that in one quilt that she made, she said by the time I would get 4 or 5 sections of it ironed, she said I was having to refill that water tank again. And so she's just got it sitting on a shelf for right now. But she said, she said, I like to keep it in there on my quilt, on my long arm, because she said sometimes you run into a spot that you really need to press out. And so she said, I keep it in there. And she said, it works fine for that. So you're doing really good, Randy.
I'm trying.
And y'all, I'm sorry,
June's
but
I
can't see the chat.
Yeah, June's got, I got, it's RAILT fence. Top all. Now I need to find the backing for it.
Oh, wow.
That must be a type of a
Oh,
quilt.
rail fence design. Yes. When you put it together, it forms a zigzag. I've got a quilt top in there that I did in light blues and yellows.
Yeah, rail. I couldn't see it. My glasses, these are my old ones. My new ones, I can't see the chat with the new ones. I tried and Shannon come in. Why ain't you got your new glasses on? I go, I can't see nothing.
They take getting used to. That's what these are, is bifocals. Mine are the progressive lenses. I've had progressive lenses for, oh my goodness, since 1986. And because I can't do the regular bifocal with a line because I have astigmatism and my eyes tend to focus on that line.
These new ones got the line in it, but I put them on here. I can't see the sewing machine good enough.
When you put them on and do that, your bottom piece is for close work. With me, I've gotten so used to them, I can sit up and I'm used to looking down. When I first got them,
I can't see the chat either one. On the laptop here, I can't see the chat with them, either one of them, up or down.
Oh my goodness.
I can see the sewing machine if I get right here on it. My face has got to be right here at it like this.
Mm-hmm.
But with these cheap glasses, I can see both.
Oh my goodness.
I don't think they give me the right deal.
You know what, Randy? You need to go back and tell them that.
I broke this frames and this one lens wants to fall out, but I'm broken right here in the corner.
Chances are, if you take them back and tell them that prescription just does not feel right, they will replace those. They should replace those lenses free of charge.
I'm thinking about it because I can't see nothing with them. I mean, I can see the TV good, but I can't read chat and I can't see the sewing machine with them. What I want to do, you know?
Oh, wow. That's not good. I mean, I know even after changing this prescription, it took me about a month to really get used to these. The first time I had them, though, oh my Lord.
And Sarah said her daughter did the same thing. She had to go back and fix her prescription. Because I tried them yesterday morning trying to do stuff. but I couldn't look at my YouTube to chat or nothing. I tried them
Mm-hmm.
this morning here trying to see, trying to
Mm-hmm.
thread the needle or do anything. I can't see that stuff, but these cheap glasses I can. So I think I'll take these
Yeah.
in. There's Linda. Hi, Linda. Trendy
Hi,
Threads.
Linda. Linda, those dresses are absolutely adorable.
All right, Kathleen. She's got to go do some cleaning. You can come help
Bye,
me clean too.
Kathleen. Right now, my apartment is in a state that if I was to have a cleaning lady, I would have to clean before they showed up. It would not be a good thing.
I should be cleaning too, but I haven't had a chance to really sew this week. And so I took this morning to do it.
The only reason I haven't done a lot of sewing this week, with all of the weather changes and stuff, let me tell you, barometric pressure messes with you when you've got rheumatoid arthritis.
It
And
does me too. I get headaches. I've had headaches all week long, sinus
Yep.
headache in the side of my head. And I woke up this morning, I didn't have a headache. So
Yeah. Oh, and of course, with me, yes, moving my arms to do the sewing, that doesn't really bother me. It's sitting of course, I have to sit in one of my dining chairs. And they're quite comfortable, but sitting for more than a few minutes at a time, I really pay for it. And the way that I've felt this past week, I'm like, no. But Monday, I
yeah,
had
the
some
other day
appointments
when
that
I
I had
said
to
I
take
didn't
care of.
feel good on Rita's there, my head was hurting so bad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, those headaches are nothing to play with, that's for sure. I know you said that your glasses had caused you to have headaches.
Mm-hmm.
That's not good. That's another indication that your prescription may not be right. And Randy, they may not have your bifocal set right. They did
I
that
don't know
on the
what
last
it is.
pair of glasses I had. They got the bifocal set way up high. And
What she did
in
was
order
put
for
me on a table and then looked at the bottom of my eye. She explained how she does it and try to get the line right straight at the bottom of your eye or something. But I
oh
mean, I
my,
can if I'm right up close to something, I can use the bifocal. I don't think it's strong
mm-hmm.
enough.
It may not be. I just know when they messed that one set of lenses up, in order for me to see to drive, I had to keep my glasses way down on the end of my nose to be able to see to drive. And I was like, no, this is not going to work. And I took them back, and the gal that had measured for those, she had made me lean forward. Well, that threw everything off. And so the next gal that measured she had me turn sideways, and then she was right in front of me. And she told me exactly where to look. They redid the lenses and they worked fine. And now I'm getting along just fine with them. Sometimes at night, my eyes will be really tired, but especially like yesterday, because I was working on some embroidery, but I got along pretty good.
I sold that whole
Right.
block and the thread come out and didn't notice it.
It's what you call air sewing.
I kept a straight line.
Well, hey, that's good. You're getting there, Randy. Well, I hope I don't make anybody dizzy. I have to get up and move just a little bit. So I hope I don't make anybody dizzy with moving around. Sometimes I am very, very certain that I just have way too much stuff. I did cut down on fabric though. So
What,
Rachel
1
isn't
yard?
telling me. Oh no. I took 3 1-bushel size boxes to the thrift store, and I have a 4th one sitting here, but it's for a friend of mine. And then I've got just a small box sitting in the bedroom that I'm going to mail to another friend. And just as soon as she gets the money to me to mail it. And that was, I told her, I said, that's the only way I'm going to do that. And she said, that's all right. She said, I would rather do it that way anyhow. She said, at least that way, she said, we'll know exactly how much it costs. And I said, well, I said, it's in one of those pack and ship boxes. And I said, I already know it's going to cost $25 to do it.
Look up
She said,
pirate ship. Ship it pirate ship. It's still through regular mail, but it's a lot cheaper.
really?
But you got to have a scale, though.
Well,
Rita uses pirate ship on all her shipments.
Yeah.
It's a lot cheaper.
This box already weighs 11 pounds. At least that's according to my bathroom scale.
Yeah. Well, you got the weight. So, you can look up Google or use the app Pirate Ship and look at it, and then you got the weight there, and you can figure out what it cost you.
I had actually taken a deal to the post office, a box, and I was going to try that just at the post office, and it was going to cost me, what was it, 40 some dollars to mail it because of the weight. And somebody else told me to send it book rate. I said, when they ask me what's in the box, I'm going to tell the truth. And they said, well, but you can still send it book rate. Even trying to send it book rate, it was an astronomical price. So it's easier just to go ahead and send this with that flat rate. But
how are you doing today, Fish?
Hi, Fish. And I got my designs traced out for my Hawaiian quilt blocks.
Daisy May, can you show me what it is you're trying to ship? I missed part of this. Oh, she just sending fabric to a friend.
Yeah, it's one of those big black. That Randy, have you learned how to thread your machine?
It keeps coming undone, and I'm not noticing it when it does it.
When you get ready to start your seam, hold your thread down and make sure that it catches like it's supposed to. That's the best way to do. Well, I got part of it done at least. Okay. I think I've got enough moved that I can.
Hi, Kathy White.
Hi, Kathy White.
It ought to be Kathy Red.
She's fine.
We need a second opinion.
Kathy Red White, you just will come up, join them. What time is it anyway? Let me see. Oh, it's
11:25.
11:25.
Yeah,
We don't have Rudy here to tell us the time.
I know. I don't mind that though.
Let's see here. Go. That's fine.
And so, Kathy, if you're coming up, come up before I get over there and get muted and don't hear anybody up here. Hey, Fish, and everybody I missed.
Now she does it when you walk away.
I know. So, if I'd have been going, you wouldn't hurt. I wouldn't have heard it. There's Kathy Red.
Good morning, Kathy.
Good morning.
Oh, let's see. June, this wind is going to blow me to Kansas today.
It's
Oh,
really
my.
windy here too.
I've noticed in the last little bit, our wind here is starting to pick up quite a bit.
Oh, it's really bad here. And I got to go off and drive.
Are you getting storms, Kathy?
We will later, but it's real windy right now. I mean, real windy.
Huh.
You usually are.
Something's got to be. I can't be on here too long because I got to take him to the vet.
Oh, Barney.
Yeah, Barney. He's got to get his. I switched to a shot for his heartworm stuff. He don't like those. They say, "Oh, they're dog treats." He won't eat them.
Uh-oh.
I have an awful time getting him to take his flea and tick stuff.
Huh.
They got little. Shannon gets these little treat deals that are like hollow in the center. I forget what they're called.
That won't work
You won't
either.
take them, huh?
No. Mm-mm. I wrap them in cheese. I break it in 4 parts and put it in cheese balls. Just wrap it up in a piece of cheese and he'll eat it. But I'm going to ask the vet if he can't give him a shot for that too when this one runs out. I mean, don't mind shots, but you'd think he'd eat those pills because he eats anything and everything. Let's put it that way. I think I'm going to be in big trouble.
With what?
I think he's gained weight and he's supposed to lose it.
What are you cleaning, Rita?
Yeah.
Do what?
What are you cleaning?
Oh, it gets a lot of fuzz in there, so I'm just getting it out of there.
Oh.
And the little brush wasn't getting it from around that round thing, so I took a needle and dug it out.
Whoops.
Hi, Fish. I hadn't planned on coming up.
You hadn't?
No.
Well, mercy sakes. Rita, this is the rose.
Let's see.
Oh,
that's pretty. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh,
how pretty.
That's got a lot of work in it.
Yeah, it took about, I think it was about 18 and a half hours to do each one. My mom and dad bought this set of quilt blocks. They're the Jack Dempsey printed blocks. They bought these for me in 1998.
Wow.
And Daddy, thinking that it was going to take a humongous number of them, he didn't know they were just that they were 18-inch blocks. So he and Mom bought me 8 packages.
Oh no!
Of them, and there are 6 blocks in each package. So I had 48 of these great big squares.
Yep.
Wow.
I've already made a quilt out for my sister. And she lives in Texas. And I took a bunch of the pink blocks and gave them to her. And so
They're referring to my hair. Randy thinks it's funny. When Kathy read.
All right, I'm muting myself.
Yeah, there's so many Kathys, we got to name them different.
I called her Kathy Red. Well, Randy started it.
I did not.
Randy.
But she
Randy.
She didn't get upset with us, so
no.
It wouldn't do her no good.
A lot of things, so.
And I'll probably start calling you Kathy Red from now on because I kind of like that. That's cute. All right, I'm muting.
Well, I got all my strips done.
Let's see, Quilting Frog. My
That's good.
out the first time. Told her.
Now all I gotta do is put them on the big part.
Not this one, Quilting Frog. I was sticking in his mouth and down his throat, and he laughed at me.
Uh-oh.
I told you he's a character. And the other one I had was almost as bad. I don't know what's in those pills, but they just don't want to eat that. And it looks like a dog treat.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, he won't eat them. Boy, Randy, that's cool.
My dogs were always so picky where treats were concerned. And it was funny because I could give them all kinds of treats, or the girls could. My mom and dad could, especially my dad. My goodness, any animal that we ever had just loved my dad to pieces, including our big old buffalo. There were 3 of our cows that they definitely became Dad's cows. But 2 of my dogs, they wouldn't take a treat from my husband.
Oh.
They're just like, nope, not doing it.
I really wasn't supposed to have this one, but my little dog died it'll be 3 years this September. And I thought, well, I'm not going to get another dog right away. And I happened to see, and my sister told me they had Shih Tzus down the other side of my daughter because she lived at the Ozarks at the time. They wanted $3,200 for those dogs. I go, no, don't think so. And I got online, this little face popped up. Marnie popped up looking at me. It's like, I want that puppy. And online, she said she wanted $950. And I sent Jim to the bank with it and wanted to get the money out of my bank account. I took $1,000 with me. Well, when I called her, because he disappeared off the picture thing, and she said, "Oh no," she said, "I had to take him down because everybody wanted that puppy." And I thought, "Uh-oh." So anyway, she said, "Have I told you what I wanted?" And I said, "No." She said, $650. I said, "Sold."
Wow. Well, I know the ones that Rachel had. Now the mama was black and white, and the daddy was she called him red and white, but he was like a light liver spot and white.
Aww.
And just as pretty as he could be. And and she could run around and she wasn't any problem. That little male, oh my God, he was worse than the kids about getting into stuff. And he would claw at her kitchen cupboards until he could get them open, and then he'd get into stuff and tear it up. And she finally just wound up moving him out into a little crate or a little deal out in the yard.
I may have to get him a crate so he can go out and play in the yard. We got hawks.
Yeah, hold on. I can unmute it for a minute.
We have hawks, owls. I have an eagle, And coyotes. I mean, and Beth told me, she says, you can't leave him out there. You can't even be out there and play with him because they're liable to swoop down and get him.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have to get him something where he can play outdoors. That's why he's fat. He doesn't play enough.
Yeah.
And if he wants to exercise, it's funny as all get out, though. He takes and play. He's got a ball he can throw. He throws in the air and chases it. And he runs like crazy, back and forth, back and forth. Yeah, we're all trying to behave this morning, Quilt and Frog. I just got on here, so I'm going to behave.
It's early enough in the day that I could misbehave, but I'll be good.
I told my sister, I said, I don't get on in the daytime.
I know I already heard from my cowboy this morning, and he said that where he lives in Granite City, Illinois, and it's just the other side of St. Louis.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he said that it had rained all day there yesterday. And he said, he said that it was supposed to rain quite a bit today. And he said, and the wind is just supposed to be really bad today. I said, so let me guess, you're not going anywhere? He said, no, ma'am.
Unfortunately, I got to, so. And they said the wind's going to be running east to west. So I'll guess, or the east and west roads are going to catch it. Guess what? I'm heading east or west.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I know. He's had back surgery. He's had both hips completely replaced. And he's like, no, this weather is not good for me. And so he said, I'm staying in. I'm not going anywhere. I said, well, that's not going to hurt you to stay inside.
Bye, Linda.
Hi, Linda.
You coming up, Rhonda?
Yeah, come on, Rhonda.
She's so sweet.
She is.
She even sounds sweet.
I think she's just cute as she can be.
Yeah, she is. Oh, she's giving him
I'm doing today with binding that I have never done.
Huh?
I did not iron my binding today. The original strips were all ironed, but I didn't iron it in half like I normally do. I just folded it.
I understand, Rhonda.
Good.
She's taking care of baby girl.
Ah.
I'm checking out YouTube. She's asleep, so she's checking out YouTube. So she needs to be quiet, I assume.
I can understand that.
I can too. I kind of miss not having little grandkids.
Well, the two oldest ones are college now, but Rachel's 4.
Oh.
Let's see here. Izzy is, I got this folded backwards. I have to take all of it off now.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Well, you have an Izzy too.
Yes.
What's her
Help, I'm being strangled.
Cam, what's her real name?
Isabella.
Well, mine's Isabel.
Isabella.
No, mine's Isabel. And her mom says, we're not going to be calling her Izzy. Guess what? She even goes as Izzy.
Up there.
Yeah. Yeah. Mine is, or ours is Izzy. She is 11 years old. She is 5'4".
Aww.
Which means she's about 4 inches taller. She is 4 inches taller than me. And yeah, she's taller than me.
Wow.
She can wear her mother's shoes. Thank God she outgrew mine. Although the 9-year-old, Davin's growing into him. And Caston, the boy, he will be 10 in He turned 10 in February. Davin will be 9 in May.
Wow.
Kasten was going to go outside one day to take trash out for me. And he was sitting on the floor to put his shoes on. And his dad said, Kasten, he said, just slip on those clogs of Grandma's. Kasten looked at him. He says, Dad, those are Grandma shoes. I am a guy. I'm not wearing them.
The 2nd of April.
It's funny to think that I have that can wear my shoes.
At one point, when I was younger, my sister and my mom and all of us were the same size.
Hi, Jen.
Hi, Shannon.
Hi.
Hey, Shannon.
Hi. Nothing like coming in here and having to pick up after you.
Well, that's all I got you around for.
Uh-oh.
Is he pulling the Miller?
I thought last night.
I didn't do nothing to roll.
Shannon, when you were goodbye and said goodbye, when you told him what you did, I thought, boy, between the two of them, you really hear the love. Man, that irritates me.
It's supposed to get up to 80.
You do realize that you're in here with my mother.
Yeah, I know. I gotta have company.
Where's the baby, Randy?
Asleep.
Yay!
She got her horns burnt this morning.
Uh-oh, how?
Shannon brought her in the house here while she was moving the pickup around so we didn't run her over. She's running around here playing, and she disappeared and got quiet, and I couldn't find her. So I went all over. I go, Precious, where you at? Clap my hands, and she usually hollers at me. Next thing I know, she's on the back porch and went underneath the house. So she come out with cobwebs all over her.
Oh, no.
I guess I just learned a valuable lesson. That is, Dopey, even if you don't want to do it, fold your binding right and press it.
Yep. I always do. I envy those people that can get it on there without pressing.
That one ain't too bad. Well, there's one block. His first two are straight, but I got one off there. Looks like Kathy did it.
Randy.
Oh, I didn't get the.
You got to remember one thing. I've been quilting for 30 years.
I didn't get that one.
35 years, I think.
I didn't get an interview.
31. I don't know, somewhere over 30 years.
I've been doing this now for, let's see here, Beck's 41, 39 years.
Wow. I was not going to quilt. I had no intentions of ever quilting, and my mother-in-law dared me. And she was real sick, and she passed away when I got my first quilt top done. It wasn't quilted, but she at least seen the top before she passed.
That's good. That's good.
And I think she sits on my shoulder saying, you got to get busy on those quilts. And then my old quilter kept on my fanny. She called me up going, you got something done yet? No.
Randy hangs out with his mother-in-law every day.
She's in a jar up on the shelf.
She's in a box.
We've been going to take her to Florida, but we haven't had the money or the time. She used to sit on the dang dining room table with me and eat dinner.
Made you behave, huh?
I do like her more now that she's in the box.
Randy.
You didn't like me.
They never got along.
Oh.
She was
Okay.
mean to me.
She was.
Oh, that sounds like me and my mother-in-law.
Well, me and my mother-in-law didn't get along for a long time when she got a little
Now,
older.
Shannon and my mom, they got along better than me and my mom did.
Yeah, we were like two peas in a pod.
Oh, Dave and my mom got along great. I still, and I will till my dying day, my mother was the only person that my late husband was ever afraid of.
I think Randy was afraid of my mother.
He got to ripping into me one day. And yeah, he was,
What?
This medicine that's laying on the floor.
No, that's the one that you said I got a 5 milligrams and a 10 one. I've been taking the 5 one.
Well, this is the 10 one.
I know.
Yeah.
So I said, so I haven't been taking both of them. And look here, I've used almost a whole deal of thread.
Hey, I can fix you up with all of your ailments.
Yeah, go to your room.
I can worm you.
Go to your room.
Open up.
Anytime you go to bed.
No, I'm saying I'm bothering you.
You're in my personal space. Get out.
Shannon, I'll take any help I can get.
You can at least walk on the floor.
I get in here.
Well, I don't know how.
The cat gets in here and the goat gets in here. We have no problem.
You guys need to vacuum in here.
See, it's so much quieter during the day when she's asleep.
See, Robert washed part of the dishes for me.
Then you have to put up with us.
I know.
I think he just likes being
It's
aggravated.
Rita's fault.
It is not.
My fault. I was
Yeah,
in the work.
You started the live and
Yes,
brought these two
you did.
hands up. We was doing okay before these two got here.
But I was in there
no,
working
listen.
messages, Randy nagging me to go live. So
I run out of
Look at
things
that.
to
He
watch
wanted
on
you to go
YouTube.
live.
I was watching YouTube here this morning. I run out of things to watch.
yeah.
I've been busy. I'm sweeping floors.
Oh, now I'm
Don't tell Rita.
You don't want to. I'm definitely using Jack right now.
Randy says he don't need any of those.
Mm.
I keep using my jacks.
Rhonda, you need to come up and argue with them too.
No, the
Rhonda's-
baby's asleep.
Rhonda's with her granddaughter, so she can't.
Oh, okay. Never
Not
mind.
quiet.
Never mind. You better pay attention to that grandbaby.
Well, she's asleep, but she don't think she wants to wake her up.
Oh. Hey, let them sleep.
Yeah, let him sleep.
Do you have every bag of these open?
No, just ones I want to eat.
Anybody else over in chat want to come up before I mute myself again?
Wow, it's 73 here.
Hey, that's good.
Can you mute
Supposed to get up to
Kathy and
80
Kim?
today.
Say what?
It's supposed to get up
Ask
to
her
80
if she can
today.
mute you two.
No,
That's what I got.
Randy?
Hang
I'm
on.
not going to stay too long anyway, so you behave.
How much will you pay me to mute them, Randy? I'll take bribes. So
I'll pay you $10 to mute Randy.
There you go, Rita. $10 is $10.
yeah, I was gonna say somebody give me a super chat. Who you want muted?
I hope that dude don't show up tonight or whenever you come up at night. He was a pest.
Yeah, I think when I reported him the last time was what took care of it.
Yeah. He just needs to be gone. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
But somebody needs
Well,
to
see,
report
I
him.
knew when he came up there, I was like, this is the guy that was on, I mean, he was in another quilt deal that I watched, and he was just getting downright filthy with some of the comments.
Oh.
And we kept hiding him, and finally, and of course people were reporting, and just like last night, he said, you can report all you want. And then when he came back and said, there's a lot of me, I actually think that it's more than one person, and they are all using that same tag. And either that or he was using different devices. But every one of those pictures, it was just evil. It's all satanic. And the comments that he had made on the other channel were so just disgusting. And it was.
I ended up reporting him last night.
That's what I did.
I went back when it went off, and I went back and reported the channel.
Yeah. And when I finally reported him was when he had made a very rude comment, and it could have been construed as sexual harassment. So that's what I turned him in for, and that's when it stopped.
Yeah. I don't think they realize they can be turned in for that.
But you got to watch it, Kim. Some of these old women want to be sexually harassed.
Not on YouTube, I don't.
No, not on YouTube.
Not on YouTube.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll eat them.
I'm glad to see you, Kim. I don't see you much.
Oh, it's just me, Kathy.
I know. Hi, Kathy. We're bringing the Kathys out again.
Well, a lot of times when Rita comes on in the evening,
yeah,
I'm already laying in bed, and I'm just like, I'm not going like
there's
this.
4 or 5 of us Kathys.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, I think next time I'm going to come up with Kathy Red.
Well, we need one Janet.
I tell you what, Kim, I got my fanny chewed out from the girl that cut my hair, lady.
Why?
Because I dyed it first. But I don't like running all over town with all that gray showing.
Mm. You can see mine. Trust me, I've earned every one of them.
Well, I've earned every one of my grades. I just don't want them showing. I've earned every one of my wrinkles too, and I do nothing about them.
But mine
It's done.
has got.
Rita, I caught you.
You still got 2 of them together.
I did.
You did.
He's got
I did.
2 there and 2 over here.
I got 2 blue ones and 2 of the footballs together.
You got 2 red ones too.
Oh, I do. Hey, I matched everything. I got 2 reds, 2 blues, 2 footballs.
Now, where's the blue ones?
I seen them when I put it together after I did a strip a while ago.
Oh. Wait, maybe it's a design you're coming up with.
Right here at
Randy.
the bottom.
Maybe that's a new design you're coming up with.
Yeah, I got my own design.
There you go.
It's never a mistake. It's a new design.
Yeah.
Now I need help. Let me look here what I got.
I finally thought of it, Randy. That 9 patch I was trying to think of is what they call a disappearing 9 patch.
Yeah. Oh, those are fun.
What do you think about this for the sashing?
For the what?
The sashing?
Oh, the sashing?
You mean the border?
Yep, the border.
Have you got enough?
I think so.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Kathy, when I had my youngest son, I ended up with a streak of white across the top of my head, and I looked like a skunk. So I've been dyeing my hair since I was 26. I can't wear jewelry. Yeah, I mean, it's a chemical change of some kind.
2.5
This strip right here
strips, and I use my new ruler.
that is the shimmery white.
Yeah.
I've had that since I was 16 years old.
Wow. No, this was white. I mean, it was white right up across the top of my head. And I had dark hair at the time. So it looked like a skunk.
My hair was almost as dark as what yours is now.
Red?
That's what color mine was naturally. Yep.
Wow. No, this is my mama's color.
This is not gray. This is white.
Is it white?
And it's white.
Wow. That's what this
That's
was.
what natural redheads do. That's what a natural redhead does. We go white. We don't turn gray.
Well, this is all white up here, but I was born with red hair here and black hair in the back.
Mm-hmm.
My dad was black-headed. My
Oh
mom was
my
redheaded.
goodness.
But it didn't stay. And then when it came back in, I was a blonde for until I was 3 years old, and then I turned brunette.
Oh my goodness.
I get them all. If my hair would say the same color as it is
Kathy
here.
says she was white since she was in her 20s.
Yeah, I read that.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Well, my dad's oldest sister had that little spot of white. And she told me when she saw my hair, she said, "Oh, honey," she said, "you're going to be just like me." Except that my Aunt Lorraine's hair was real dark. She was what they called a dark auburn. And my mom was. She was the dark auburn. Of all of the grandkids on both sides of the family, I was the only real redhead.
Mom didn't have any redheads. And she
How do
only
you say
had
that name, Kathy? The Gerry.
I call it Jerry, but I don't know. I'd say it's Jerry.
Yeah, Gerry is usually Jerry.
She can't send you a block because she can't sew a straight line.
I can't either. We like crooked lines here.
Just send him a square fabric. He'll do something with it. And I told him I'd probably go to my grave being a redhead. If my hair was all turned white, I'd get rid of the red, but it won't.
Nancy.
And now in the back of mine, I've still got some of the darker red, but not very much.
Now mine's like a dark blacky. It's right at the end, right at my neck, right back here.
Yeah.
I just can't see me going gray.
I know.
Lettuce.
My mom's youngest sister was telling me that my grandpa was completely white-haired by the time he was 30 years old.
Oh.
And so I'm Irish.
Well, so
I'm Irish on one side and Scandinavian on my dad's. Norwegian and Danish on dad's.
Right,
so
Scott, Irish, and Cherokee.
Is that going to be all right?
That looks good, Randy.
That looks fine.
That looks good.
Yeah.
I got enough of it.
And they said Dad kept telling us he wasn't German. He wasn't at the time when they come over here. It's in Germany now, but it wasn't at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So,
hi, Jennifer Willis.
I did. We have Renaissance Festival here in Kansas City every once in a while. And I did their deal, went to one of their booths. The name of it is Somewhere in Time, spelled Tyme.
Yeah.
And I researched all of my family names. Christensen is Norwegian. Griffith, which is what my maiden name was, that's Danish. Eller, which was my mother's maiden name, they started in Germany, but several migrated to England. And of course, Harris.
That's what mine is.
Not England, but Ireland. And then Harris's were predominantly Irish. And then we have my great, great, great grandpa, General Sam Houston.
Oh.
Yes.
I think from what I've learned, I should be a daughter of the American Revolution.
Wow.
The night it first came over, and it wasn't spelt like it is now, to fight in that war. And the boys, yeah. But I never researched, and I have no proof except I've got a book here on the background of my dad's family's like that thick. It's like 2-3 inches.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, they went clear back. These people did a good job.
My 5-time great grandfather on mom's side, and he was an Eller. He served in the Revolutionary War
You got that?
under George Washington.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, I come from a very long line of veterans that go back that far.
My Uncle Dell was in the Air Force during World War II, but we don't have a lot of veterans. My dad couldn't serve in World War II because he was too old, I guess.
My dad, Daddy was in the Philippines in 1946 and 47. And I've got
Philippines in 83 to 85. I didn't see him over there.
no, he was in 83 and 85. He was driving a D9 Cat at the Colorado Ute Electric Company in Craig, Colorado.
Wow.
Yeah, he was stationed over there. He was one of the guards of the prisoner of war camp #1.
Oh, wow.
Manila. And it's funny, years later, we're talking round about the year 2000, Dad had to have some minor surgery. And the surgeon that he was sent to was a fellow by the name of Bautista. And he and Dad got to talking, and Dad said, now, he said, I'm not prejudiced, I'm not racist, but he said, what nationality is that? Dr. Bautista said, Philippines. Dad said, really? He said, what part? And Dr. Bautista told him, he said, I was raised there at Manila. Dad said, really? And Dr. Bautista said, why? And Dad said, well, he said, I was in the Army. And he said, and Dr. Bautista said, what years? And Dad told him. And he said, well, where did you serve? And Dad said, well, he said, I was one of the guards at prisoner of war camp #1. He said, he said, we had a lady that used to come in and clean and help us guys with our laundry. He said, she was just as nice as she could be. And he said, but I can't recall her name. Well, Dr. Bautista said this name, and Dad said, yeah. And he said, she always had the cutest little boy. He said, he couldn't have been much over 18 months, maybe 2 years. Dr. Bautista said, that was me.
Oh.
And so he and Dad they got to be pretty good friends. And of course, he went ahead and did Dad's surgery, and Dad got along just fine, never had any problems. And and of course, then when Dad died, Mom we got some really nice cards from Dr. Bautista and his son both. And because his son had done another surgery on Dad. And because his dad was out of town at the time that Dad needed it done. And so his son was the one that took over on that one.
I want to see you use that, Randy.
They told me to take the paper off.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, that's the only way it'll stick, that it will stick down on your fabric and hold like it's supposed to.
Some of us quilters have been quilting forever don't have rulers like that.
Though, every one of the rulers or templates that I've gotten from Missouri Star, they all have that paper backing on them.
Oh, yeah, yeah. But when I'm talking about that thing that's got the springs and crap on it, that's something else. Come here.
Oh, a friend of mine got one of those, and hers is the big one. She doesn't have the smaller one.
I got a big one.
That looks like a big one, Kim. Look at that.
Yeah, you've got both. You've got both of them. Yeah. Well, the one that my girlfriend has is just the bigger one, and she said she absolutely loves it.
Bye, Jennifer.
Bye, Jennifer.
Yeah, for some reason on the daytime stuff we tell stories. At night we're just ornery.
Yeah. Well, and at night there's enough of us on there usually chatting and talking.
Somebody's in the basement. Who's in the basement?
I don't know.
It's
Kim was talking too much. I didn't
It's
hear
Farm
it.
Wife. Hey, Farm
Hey,
Wife.
Farm Wife.
Hi guys.
You came
Hi,
in?
Hi,
Farmer.
Farm Wife.
I know. I did. I'm waiting for my cleaning ladies.
Hi.
Get into my house.
Uh, they're going to be plenty busy here. Usually 3 or 4 come, and it takes an hour. But man, I tell you, they move.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
They don't do it like I would used to do it, but it's better than nothing.
That's right.
There you
Yep.
go.
Yep.
I told Rita I swept 4 rooms this morning.
Oh
And
boy.
anybody would clean better than me. So
I don't know, Rita. I don't know. The
Well, as we
older I
get
get,
older, as we
yeah,
get
I know.
older, we slow down.
Well, I know. That's why I told my husband. I feel like I'm busier now, just him and I, than I was when we had 3 kids and I ran
Yeah.
after them.
Yeah.
No.
You know, I used to be able to clean this whole house in 1 week. I mean, what walls, windows, and everything. I can't do it anymore.
I know. I used to spring and fall clean.
Yeah.
Everything was touched, fluffed,
Yep.
cleaned, or something. But it hasn't been done for a long time.
Oh, I do mine, but it doesn't get done twice a year now.
No, I don't either. No. So I'm going to go out. Kathy, you said it's windy. It's very windy. I want to go out after the ladies leave. That's why I didn't do my hair or anything. And
It's
try
windy.
and trim my rose bushes there.
Oh, I don't know, honey. It's awful windy out there.
I know it's always windy at our house, but I'd rather be outside than inside, so I'm going to go.
Well, I can't be here this afternoon, so
Yeah.
me and Barney get to go for a ride.
Yeah, that's what I hear. Yeah.
we'll
Then
have
Barney
to
will
shut
come home
down
and
in a
sleep.
little while so Terry can have something to eat.
How's doing, Reed? The poor guy.
You starved Terry. You keep telling me I starved Barney.
It's a
You
little
starved
after
him.
12, ain't it?
Rita, how's Terry doing? I feel so bad for him. Rita.
I don't think she
Am I-
hears.
Uh-oh.
I hear you, Farm Wife, but I think Rita muted something.
Yeah,
Are
she
you
must.
muted? Rita, are you muted?
Yeah, I think so.
Rita.
Am I muted?
Now we can hear you now, but can you hear us?
I can now. I don't think I could there for a minute. I was actually scrolling around other places on here, so I think I put
even
some
when
of
she
the
hears,
wrong
she doesn't pay attention to us.
Yeah. Rita,
I was sitting there a minute. My legs were getting tired, so
how is Terry doing? I feel so bad for him.
he just lamps around. He ain't gonna go have nothing done till he has to. So.
You know what? That's what exactly happened to my husband. He had his hip hurt him so bad for years,
No.
and his orthopedic doctor said, "You'll know when you're ready." And by
Mhm.
golly, I don't know how many years later, a long time, he went.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know if Terry's stubborn like my Terry, but the more you tell him, the less he does, or the opposite he does.
Yep.
He's
So,
I
stubborn.
think that's just a man thing.
I
No,
was
I do
just
that.
going to say that is a man thing.
Yeah.
Hey, watch it. I'm here.
I
No,
know
it's
him.
not.
Don't you cut roses back in February? So it's close enough. Isn't that what?
Well, you know what? We have on one of our farms, we have a forsythia bush, and when I go by and see that blooming, that's when I cut them down. But I'm a little bit late because it's been cold and everything
Well,
else.
forsythia is just now blooming.
Yeah, so that's why I want to get out and reshape them. Some of them got out of control.
As soon as my forsythia gets done, I'm going to trim it back. It's getting out of hand.
I wish I had a forsythia. I tried rooting a couple of them, and planted them, but they didn't take too good. I don't have a good spot for them, I guess.
I planted one big bush years ago, and I never noticed, but it had babies that went all the way around it. We finally had to go back in and cut all that out behind those one bushes. And I have 3 of those left, and I took one of the babies and took it out front. And the one out front's the one that needs cut back.
Oh, yeah, they're so pretty.
Yeah, they are.
Do you have a May rose or an almond? Let's see, what are they? I call them May roses, but they're flowering almond bush. Oh, it's so pretty. It's got the most delicate little pink flowers. They don't smell good, but they're just gorgeous.
I tried growing one of those and it died.
Yeah, this one's going. So I
When
love
I
planting
first moved
flowers.
in here, when I first moved to this apartment 8 years ago, out in front, there were beautiful forsythia bushes.
Mhm.
And when the old owner sold the building, the new owners came in and they ripped every one of them out and threw them in the trash.
Oh,
It
I
just,
bought one forsythia bush and planted it out near front of the gas tank or at the side of the gas tank so I wouldn't have to see the tank. They got way out of hand. I mean, those things can spread.
yeah.
I'm going to have to try rooting again because I think they're so pretty. So nobody wants a mean rooster, huh?
Nope. Nope. Nope.
Oh, he is terrible. This is maybe too much information, but we've got a young hen and he's got her just raw, her head and her back. So we've got to do some, and I've got scars from him. And
He's gone.
well, I know, but I, I I felt like turning him loose and let the coyotes get him at night, but I can't do that.
No.
So we have an old corn bin, a crib bin, and there's nothing in it. We haven't filled the bins in a long time. And I think I'm going to try to catch him with a big blanket or something. And him and the other rooster that isn't quite as mean, and take him and put him in that bin and take, because I don't want to kill him. So
Right.
I don't know if that'll work or not. I'm going to try it today, I think.
I tell you what, that mean one, you better do something with him. Because when you put him in with that other rooster,
We thought to kill that rooster.
No, they're together already. Oh, you mean the two of them by themselves?
Yeah.
yeah,
I don't know.
because one of them will assert dominance, and chances are it'll be that mean one. You'll be better off to
Have chicken noodles.
chicken and noodles or chicken and dumplings or
something.
I can't kill it. I can't kill it.
well, get somebody else to do that.
Well, you know what? We have him listed free and nobody's taking him.
Right now.
Oh my goodness.
Well, did you say mean rooster?
No, I was going to, and my grandson said, Grandma, say protective rooster.
Same thing, my wife.
I know, but a little bit nicer.
Yeah, a little bit nicer.
Oh, boy.
Well, I've never heard of them bushes you're talking about.
Forsythia?
Or the flowering almond, maybe. I'm not
Flowering almond, yeah.
maybe.
Forsythium.
A forsythia.
A chrysanthemum?
Yeah.
Forsythia.
Forsythia.
Because they don't know where
the
it's
yellow
going.
ones. Some people call them golden rods. They're not really golden.
Oh, do they? Ah,
What's
I
in your
never heard of that.
Forsythia is the yellow that looks like a little. They look like a teeny tiny Easter lily, but they're bright yellow.
Mm-hmm.
You know the macaroni salad?
Yep, yesterday.
You know my food.
Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to get moving here, so I just wanted to pop in and say hi.
No, I'm glad you did. Come back sometime at night, too.
Okay,
Well,
well,
see you.
yes. Okay, take care.
You too.
Bye, farm wife.
Have a good day.
Bye, you too.
Well, I'm fixing to sign us off for a little while while I go get Terry something to eat.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye, sweetie.
We'll be back. I'm not done with my project. I'm just going to switch to do something else for a few minutes. So,
Well, I'm
Bye.
going to try and get ready to go.
yeah, you gotta errands run, don't you?
Got to get his kennel in the car and then put him in, and it's about a 35, 40-minute drive. 35 maybe. Yeah.
That's a pretty good little drive then. Not
But
bad.
I've had this vet for years. He was my cattle vet, and then when I got dogs, I started taking my dogs to him. So,
Mm-hmm.
and he better be the one giving him a shot because he's got a helper over there, and I don't want him giving the dog the shot.
Okay. Well,
Thanks, fish.
but he's liable to let the helper though.
Well, now if I throw a fit, he pretty much knows if I throw a fit, he comes in and does it.
Okay.
Because, well, the other little dog that died, he used to love going to the vet. He didn't mind going to the vet. And this guy came out to give him a shot out here, and he hit a muscle. That dog couldn't walk for 2 or 3 days. I mean, really good. And he didn't let a shot after that. Anytime I took him, he'd go out. We had to put a what do you call him on him? A muzzle so that we could get him shots.
Wow.
I don't want this one to be like this because he loves Rudy.
Okay. Maybe
dog.
it'll all work out. So.
Yep. Well, I'll see you guys later. Okay.
Bye for now. It's just me now. I've been ignoring you all morning, hadn't I? But I'm fixing to go fix for Terry. Who all still in here? I know Fish. Are y'all still listening just for a minute or two? I don't know, but I don't know about those bushes. If you have them in the northern states, you probably do. While I was quilting, I had one more order. I'll show you. I sold one of these. Got an order for one of these while I was over there quilting. So I'll put that in the mail when I come back up here after lunch or get it packaged up. Yeah, I know, Kathy. Me and you, Kathy. Me and you, the only one still here. I hadn't had a chance to chat much, so I just spent just a minute or two before I clicked it at end the stream. Oh. All righty. I'll see y'all later.